Good morning, I'm Paolo del Rosario. Welcome to Weather HQ. Today's headlines. Malacanang declares no work in government offices and classes in all levels in Luzon today because of the impact of Tropical Storm Christine. But essential workforce is still expected to go on duty. Meantime, the Senate issues partial suspension of work today due to these scheduled hearings. Signal number 2 is up in most parts of Luzon as Tropical Storm Christine maintains its strength while moving west-northwestward over the sea east of Quezon. The storm is expected to make landfall over the province of Aurora or Isabela. Our Francis Palve will report live from Aurora. And after Albay has been placed under a state of calamity due to the tropical storm, we'll speak with the acting governor of the province later on in the show for more updates. Let's take a look at the local weather, particularly the updates on Tropical Storm Christine. As the tropical storm approaches the Philippine landmass, many areas in Luzon and Visayas are now under tropical cyclone wind signal warnings. Signal number 2 is up in most parts of Luzon, particularly in Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, Mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Aurora, Nueva Ecija, Tarlac, the northern portion of Zambales, the northern portion of Bulacan, the northern portion of Quezon including Polillo Islands, Camarines Norte, the northern and eastern portions of Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, the eastern portion of Albay, and the east portion of Sorsogon. Down in Visayas, signal number 2 is raised in the northeastern portion of northern Samar, the northern portion of eastern Samar. Areas under signal number 2 will experience winds of up to 88 kilometers per hour and expect torrential rains. Over in Luzon, signal number 1 is raised in Batanes, Babuyan Islands, Pampanga, the rest of Zambales, Bataan, the rest of Bulacan, Metro Manila, Rizal, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, the rest of Quezon, Occidental Mindoro, including Lubang Islands, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, Calamian Islands, the rest of Camarines Sur, the rest of Albay, the rest of Sorsogon, Masbate, including Ticao and Borias Islands, Calamian Islands as well. In Visayas, signal number 1 is up in Aklan, Capiz, Antique, including Caluya Islands, Iloilo, Guimaras, the northern portion of Negros Occidental, the northern portion of Negros Oriental, the northern portions and central portions of Cebu, including Bantayan Islands and Camotes Islands. Bohol, the rest of eastern Samar, the rest of northern Samar, Leyte, Biliran, and southern Leyte. In Mindanao, signal number 1 is up in Dinagat Islands and Surigao del Norte, including Siargao, Bocas Grande Group. Areas under signal number 1 will experience gusty winds of up to 60 kilometers per hour, and residents should prepare for heavy to intense rains. Now, Christine slightly intensifies over the sea east of Quezon. It is currently located 310 kilometers east of Baler, Aurora, with maximum sustained winds of 85 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 105 kilometers per hour. Now, Christine has slowed down as it moves in a west-northwestward direction at a speed of 15 kilometers per hour. Now, it is possible to hit the landmass around tonight or Thursday morning in northern Aurora or in Isabela province, but it will change depending on the speed of the storm Christine in the following hours. Now, based on the track, it is expected to intensify as severe tropical storm before it hits the landmass. Now, once it hits the landmass, it will traverse over northern Luzon and expected to weaken once it reaches the West Philippine Sea by Thursday. Now, this area of uncertainty, or the area of probability, shows us the possible landfall areas, whether it will move upward or downward in terms of direction. Now, it is also possible that Christine will intensify into severe tropical storm before its landfall. Now, Christine is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility on Friday. Let's take a look at the satellite images. Now, in the satellite image, we can see the areas covered by the storm, not just the circulation, but also the extension. Now, most parts of the country are covered with clouds, and these clouds will cause heavy rains. Now, satellite shows that widespread rains that are expected for Luzon the whole day today. Now, those in red marks, particularly in central Luzon, right about there, in the rest of Calabarzon, the rest of Metro Manila, Occidental and Oriental Mindoro, Calamian Islands, Masbate, and Northern Samar, moderate to intense rains are expected. While those in the yellow marks, particularly over in the Cagayan, Isabela, Apayao, Aurora, Catanduanes, Camarines Norte, and Camarines Sur, torrential rains are expected. So make sure to stay updated to weather forecasts and listen to your local government units for the necessary actions that have to be taken because of the rain. Let's take a look at Visayas and Mindanao. Now, as we mentioned a while ago, because of the extension of the tropical storm Christine, rains are also expected, particularly in the western portion of Visayas and Mindanao, right about there. Now, as for our sea conditions, the whole coastal waters of Luzon and Visayas will have rough to very rough sea conditions because of the stormy weather. Now, sea travel is prohibited in this kind of weather. As you can see, the gale force winds coming in over in these areas. Now, moderate to high risk of storm surge may occur within the next hours. Storm surges of up to 1 to 3 meters are possible in the coastal areas of Aurora, Cagayan, and Catanduanes. Now, while storm surges of up to 1 to 2 meters are also possible in coastal areas of Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, and La Union, Pangasinan, and Zambales as well. Now, the inundation or flood depth due to storm surges will depend on the topography of these areas. Now, to know more about the updates on Tropical Storm Christine, we have on the phone with us Pag-asa Weather Specialist Jofren Habaluyas. Good morning, Jofren.
Morning.
Yes, Jofren, base sa forecast ninyo, the track of the Tropical Storm Christine is expected to intensify as a severe tropical storm in terms of rainfall. Now, in terms of rainfall, Jofren, how much should we expect today?
We are expecting intense to torrential rainfalls on the provinces of Cagayan, Isabela, Apayao, Aurora, Quezon, Catanduanes, Camarines Norte, and Camarines Sur. Meanwhile, heavy to intense rainfall on Cagayan Valley, rest of Cordillera Administrative Region, Ilocos Region, Rizal, Albay, and Sorsogon. Meanwhile, moderate to heavy rainfall is expected on rest of Central Luzon, rest of Calabarzon, Metro Manila, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, Calamian Island, Masbate, and Northern Samar. That is for today.
Jofren, we're also expecting landfall to be in either Aurora or Isabela.
Yes,
when can we expect this
we
landfall?
are expecting it tonight or early morning.
With regards to the wind speeds, how damaging are the winds that we are seeing right now? And of course, how should people under signal number 1 and 2 prepare for these winds?
Those who are affected by signal number 2 may experience wind to up to 62 to 80 kilometers per hour, and signal number 1, 39 to 61 kilometers per hour.
Kanina nakita natin, at least kaninang umaga, the storm was moving at around 15 kilometers per hour, or rather 25, and then bumaba to around 15 kilometers per hour. Is there any particular reason? What are the factors affecting the speed of yung tropical storm?
It depends on the prevailing weather system surrounding the tropical cyclone, especially on the high pressure area on the mainland Asia.
Kanina nag-report namin, Jofren, na baka humina ang tropical storm Christine as it traverses northern Luzon. Is that something that we can continue to be confident about?
Yes po, because as the tropical cyclone will traverse landmass, it is expected that it will weaken slightly. So, in fact, it will be reverted back to tropical storm after it exits the Luzon landmass.
Jofren, syempre, a lot of people are wondering gaano katagal si Christine dito sa PAR, and of course, how long can we experience yung mga effects nito?
Yes po, based po doon sa latest model natin sa Pag-asa, ang ina-expect po natin na lalabas by Friday 5 p.m. ang bagyong Christine po.
Any prevailing advice to the public, especially in the Visayas and Luzon, who will be more affected by Christine?
Especially po doon sa mga hindi po na-warningan sa Visayas and Mindanao, kapag if there are in nearby coastal areas or in upland areas, they are also exposed to winds.
Thank you very much, Jofren Habaluyas, Pag-asa Weather Specialist, for giving us an update regarding Tropical Storm Christine. Moving on. Former Vice President Lenny Robredo echoes the urgent appeal of the local government of Naga City in Camarines Sur for more rescue boats and trucks due to the rising floodwaters. There are reports of residents trapped on their roofs. Tropical Storm Christine has turned low-lying areas into gushing rivers, causing forced evacuations. Typhoon Christine is expected to make landfall over Aurora, Isabela tonight. Our Francis Falve joins us live from Aurora Province. What can you tell us, Francis?
Yes, Paolo, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Ecija, and the province of Aurora is still under storm signal number 2. There were scattered moderate to heavy rains here since yesterday. It's a foggy and rainy Wednesday morning in most parts of Aurora. Classes were suspended and most residents stay at home. There is no strong winds, but the local DRRMO is prepared for the possible effects of Tropical Storm Christine. The inclement weather caused by the storm has affected the fishing and tourism activities in the province. The PDRRMO also said that the whole province is under alert status blue, which means that the Emergency Operations Center here is open 24 hours. Meanwhile, the local Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office in Baler have met for a pre-disaster risk assessment. On our way here, Paolo, we had a stop at the Pantabangan Dam and the water level there is still normal. We also monitored the situation in the province of Isabela, and according to their PDRRMO, they have been experiencing heavy rains there since 10 p.m. last night. The downpour stopped at around 4 o'clock this morning, but again it rained with strong winds since past 5 o'clock this morning. No forced evacuation is yet to be implemented, but evacuation centers are all ready. We also got an information that Magat Dam already opened one spill gate yesterday, which caused floods in some areas. It is also important to release the excess water in anticipation of more rains brought about by Typhoon Christine. Paolo, we will bring you more updates as Tropical Storm Christine is expected to have a landfall in Aurora in Isabela later tonight. Paolo?
Thank you very much. That's Francis Falve reporting from Aurora Province. Stay safe out there. Now, when we return, we'll speak to the acting governor of Albay after the province was placed under a state of calamity. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching Weather HQ. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get an update on the situation in Albay Province, badly affected by Tropical Storm Christine and now under the state of calamity. We have with us on the phone Albay Acting Governor Glenda Bongao. Good evening, good morning, Good morning, Governor.
Yes, good morning, Paolo, and good morning din sa lahat ng mga nakikinig sa atin ngayon.
Governor, can you tell us a bit first about yung extent of damages in Albay in particular, of course, brought about by the tropical storm?
As of now, ang lahat po ng mga LGUs ay wala pa kaming briefing about the damages. Lahat ngayon nasa pag-response pa lang, nasa evacuation center. So as of now, Paolo, wala pa akong hawak na mga data. Pero gusto ko lang sabihin sa lahat din ng mga nakikinig na ang naging pagbaha kasi po dito sa Albay Albay ay talagang masasabi natin na record-breaking itong si Christine pagdating sa pagbuhos ng ulan. Imagine niyo na lang po ang ulan na bumagsak in 24 hours ay kaparehas ng ulan na bumagsak sa 2 buwan ng rainy season. Ganun po katindi yung ulan na dumating sa amin na nangyari dito na in 24 hours and good for 2 months na pag-ulan na rainy season dito po sa amin. So yun ang gusto kong ma-imagine ng lahat sa nangyari po dito sa aming probinsya.
Governor, alam ko you don't have the data yet, but then in terms of yung initial relief efforts nyo po, what has the LGU been doing in terms of yung mga relief efforts to try and alleviate yung mga pangyayari doon ngayon?
Ang mga LGUs naman ay ready. Alam mo naman, Paolo, ang Albay na talagang madalas na kaming binibisita ng ganito. Hindi na to bago. So ang mga barangay, ang LGUs, naka-ready lahat yan. And ang probinsya po ngayon ay ready na din, getting ready para i-augment ang mga pangangailangan. Yung mga immediate needs lang muna, Paolo, ng mga kababayan natin, especially nasa evacuation center, mga food packs, yung mga nawala ng damit na linalamig dahil hindi na rescue since this morning. Ang ano natin, yung mga at least hindi na sila lamigin, water, medicine. Sa ngayon, wala din kaming report na casualty na related dito sa bagyo, but meron na din na mga dumadating na snake bite. Meron na daw na casualty, may inatake sa puso, but so far lahat po yan ay hindi pa formal. Naka-ready po kami ngayon para magkaroon ng meeting para malaman natin yung extent ng damage po sa nangyari pong ito dito po sa Albay. So, yung situation briefing po ay ibibigay sa atin ng iba-ibang mga department. Magkakaroon po kami ng disaster response coordination meeting regarding the assessment, yung resource allocation, lahat ng response plan na kailangan ngayon ng ating mga kababayan.
Governor, I know that you don't have the data again, we have to emphasize that. Pero yung sa calamity funds po ninyo, just how much do you have remaining? Kulang po ba or so far so good pa po so far?
Wala. This is the first time na nag-declare tayo na nasa state of calamity tayo. So yung calamity fund naman ay nandyan pa rin. I was informed na we have 46 million para po dito. But ang ating ngayon na gagamitin ay kalahati lang muna ng amount na yan. Kasi hindi pa tapos ang taon, hindi pa natin alam kung ano pa ang pwedeng mangyari. So yan muna siguro the 23 million na pwedeng gamitin para sa immediate response natin sa ating mga kababayan.
Ma'am Glenda, again, I just want to make sure na because of the fact you don't have the data yet, do you have any news on regards to yung mga capacity ng evacuation centers po ninyo?
Naka-ready naman kasi yan. As early as 12 noon yesterday, nagpalabas na kami ng advisory. In a way, ine-expect namin talaga, Paolo, na dapat talaga by 5 o'clock, lahat in place na ang tao. Kasi alam namin kung gaano kalakas ang magiging ulan. Kaya lang hindi ganun yung nangyari. Maybe yung iba nagkampante din because nasa signal number 1 lang kami. And yung ibang mga lugar na hindi naman talaga bahain, siguro hindi nila ine-expect na this time ay magkakaroon ng ganon kalakas na pag-ulan. Walang tigil. But right now, Paolo, kung tatanungin mo, medyo okay na po ngayon ang panahon. Wala nang ulan, wala nang hangin. Kaya medyo nakakalabas na talaga yung ating mga rescuers. Lahat ng mga response ngayon ay pwede na natin magawa. And later lang po, yung mga datang hinihintay nyo ay makukuha na natin.
Maraming salamat, Governor. Hopefully we can get the hands on that data very soon. But for now, stay safe out there. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, that was Albay Acting Governor Glenda Bongao. Warning level that is up in Quezon and Sorsogon. Heavy to intense rains will persist within the next 3 hours, flooding threatening in low-lying areas and near river channels. Landslides are threatening in landslide-prone areas as well. Flooding is threatening in low-lying areas and landslides in mountainous areas. Let's take a look at the yellow warning. Yellow rainfall warning rather. Pag-asa issued a yellow rainfall warning over Cagayan, including the Babuyan group of islands, Isabela, Quirino, Aurora, Apayao, Ilocos Norte, Laguna, Metro Manila, Rizal, Batangas, Bulacan, and Nueva Ecija, as well as Pampanga, Cavite, Tarlac, Occidental Mindoro, Negros Oriental, Siquijor, Samar, Biliran, Leyte, Southern Leyte, Capiz, and Iloilo. Light to moderate rains will persist in the next 3 hours, and flooding is possible in low-lying areas and near river channels. All areas mentioned that are under red and orange as well as yellow rainfall warning are at risk of road or street flooding, rising of water in small rivers, creeks, water confinement in low-lying residential areas, water impoundment in farmlands, and overflowing of spillways. Residents are advised to monitor updates on the weather and listen to local authorities for necessary actions to be taken. And that's Weather HQ this morning. Stay tuned for more weather updates here on BNC, the Billionaire News Channel. I'm Paolo del Rosario.